And we're live.
Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on March 23rd, 2024 at approximately 4:31 p.m. PST. Now, I returned to this world for one primary purpose, and that is to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. Now, I bill myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life. And the philosophies of life I talk about are the same philosophies I guide virtually every movement I make by. Now, hey, look at that. I managed to remember to turn the volume off on the other feed. Now, with this in mind, we are going to carry on today in a similar venue to yesterday. Yesterday, we were looking at just the energy itself and the fact that you literally have the ability to make things happen in your world. Now we're going to look at how to make it work in your world in a specific fashion. Okay, now, absolutely, if you've got a goal that you're striving to work on and you're looking for guidance on how to streamline it, absolutely put the question in the chat room, preferably in all caps, at least partial caps. Okay, at the very minimum, throw a wavy hand up there so I can actually see the event, see the question. Now, that said, okay, if there are no people, I'd love to hear what you guys are working on, because if that's the case, then I will absolutely target those goals. Otherwise, we'll look at the ones I'm working on. Now, to start with, we have LA Moon in the house with the gold. How's it going there, LA? Glad you could join us. Now, okay, that's scrolled out of the way. We have, coming in with the silver, we have Joe Stewart. Joe, how you doing? Glad you could join us. And Christine is in with the bronze. Nice to see you there. Christine. I figure we can keep running around in circles, or we can start making viable headway. Now, with that in mind, first rule of thumb, and this is something I do myself, and this is why I say, when you're looking at your goal, okay, absolutely take a sheet of paper and make notes about it. Break your big goals down into 15-minute to half-hour tasks. Okay, I wonder if I actually have. I think that's my list for today. Okay, the reason for that is to ensure you start making headway. Now, today was a little on the hectic side, but I do have a number of things, and that's what this list is for. As you can see, let's see, that's the 23rd, yeah. Okay, this is a list of stuff that I've got to get to. Now, I took the morning off. I don't expect you to read it, but if you follow my finger, it runs all the way down this side, and then it carries on about a third of the way down this side. Now, I've only done the first third of the things on the list, but that's because I ended up leaving the house and getting a few errands done that I had to. But as soon as I get done here, as soon as this stream closes, I get back to writing in a very focused fashion. Now, the reality of it is this. Oh, I wonder if I've got it up here. I'm going to send something to you, Frank, because I know you're floating around in the background. I do. Now, let's see. We copy that, and hopefully now, how the heck do I get this picture to you? I've got a picture of another one of the books that is coming up. This is actually 2 down the road. Okay, like I said, we are making headway.
Is it the one I saw yesterday, Keith?
The one with the tower?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Let me take a look. Yes, I have that. I can bring it up. I just have to find it.
I think you
Yep.
might have the first one with the actual from where it all began. I think I sent that one to you a while ago.
The Rise of Kislik is the one I
That's
got
the Rise of
yesterday.
Keysline. That's book number 2.
Yeah.
See, there's 3 covers I think you've gotten. If not, I've got them here.
All right.
What I've got, because if you've got them for Return to Paradise, that cover is already in the printers. Okay,
I
they've
don't have
already
Return
got
to
it.
Paradise. I have End of an Epoch and Birth of the Wolf Pack and the Rise of
Okay,
Kislev.
no, I was referring to just the cover shots.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the
So
only
what
3
I
I have
have
right
to
now.
do. Whoop! I don't
You
need
can
that.
drop that the Facebook Messenger and I'll grab it from there and put it up.
Okay, I just have to figure out where it is. Not there. Nope, that is not what I need. I don't think I want to do that. I want that up there.
Christine, the other voice I'm Storm, the moderator. I'm also helping his broadcasts.
Yeah, I really should pay attention to what's going on, shouldn't I? Yeah, we are working on one thing that we've been working on, Christine, is possibly figuring out how to bring other people in. But for the moment, this is literally as of yesterday. This was literally the first time we had StreamYard, but it's running off of Storm's computer because mine will just tank if I try. Not to mention confuse me. Let us see here. We take that and we go. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll have to do that for tomorrow. Okay, that way I don't have to get really lost trying to find it.
Yeah, when we get done the stream this time, if you just send me whatever you want to put up on the next show, and we'll take care of it that way.
Yeah, I've got to get a hold of my artist as well to finalize everything. But yeah, we are finally making headway. I've got a number of things I got to do, but I can't do them. Today is Saturday, so I can't do them until Monday in some cases. But you start off with literally a list of what you're working on, but take your big list, break it down into 15 minutes, hour a piece. That will allow you to make them happen. Okay, this is why and let's see if I've got it sitting here. I do not. Okay, let's drag that out of the way for half a second. And book 12. I just want to see what I've got here. Okay. Nothing like a little bit of confusion to start the day off. Okay, now that's all set back where it belongs. And we take that. Move that over there. Okay, that works. Okay. Yeah, one of the things we got to remember is when you've got a goal in mind, it doesn't matter how long. Has it really been that long there, Ellie? Good Lord. And we're finally going to get down there. It'll be sometime, I'm betting July or August. Is what I'm betting on at this point. The reality is when you've got a goal in mind, like I've got right now, I've got this stream to get down. I've linked it solidly with positive perspectives. Hence the title on the show tonight is literally a case of taking the energy that we talked about yesterday, the thing that so many of you have this brilliant idea. Oh, it's not possible. that's somebody else's work, if you will. Every single one of us has the capacity to make it happen. That is StreamYard. So let's drag that over here so I'm actually looking into the screen. Yeah, that's much better. See, oh, look at that. I have been very lax here. Let's go back to the start here. We have LA in with the bronze. Or LA in with the gold. Joe came in with the bronze, with the silver. Christine came in with the bronze. And we know that Storm is in here, but Storm is in here before everybody. So technically he came in with the gold. But because of the way we have ended up doing that, we've completely scrambled the whole 9 yards. But I do see that Murray is in the house here. Murray, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Oh, Christine, you would not believe the history that we have. And I'm not about to go into too much of it. But when LA pointed out that we've known each other for around 14 years, that's this lifetime. But we go back a whole heck of a sight further than that. So now what we've got is these wonderful little projects, and I know every single one of you has a project that you're working on, something you're striving to bring into balance. Now, for me, you'll notice, over this shoulder, this bookshelf right here, I'm already looking to replacing it with an oak one. That's the big thing, because I like oak. I don't know if it's the best value. I just know I like it. But then I've liked it for literally centuries. Bearing in mind, I used to be a druid. Now I'm just reclusive. Bit opinionated, but I am reclusive. But when you've got a goal in mind, put it on paper. You've heard it. We've talked on occasion about dream boards. Okay. And with that in mind, we'll show you something here. Get this out of the way so I don't actually have to worry about it. Way too many things on the go. And unfortunately, today was a little scattered. So this is going to be a dream board as it evolves. Okay. This is me right smack in the middle of it. First thing I had to get done was get my office straightened out. By it being straightened out, things can start to happen. Now, the next little project is to turn around and bring positive perspectives and positive perceptions online. In all fairness, with the added help from Storm in LA, we are going to make this whole stream grow a lot more effectively. Okay, the fact of the matter is, we have a choice. Now, the world is sitting in the state it's in. I don't know about you, but I am not content with the way my personal world is working. So I'm in the process of modifying it. And I do strongly suggest you do the same thing. Okay, take a look at your world and ask one little itty-bitty question. Are you content with the way your world is? Okay, now this little booklet here, these three are of extreme importance at this point. Okay, this one is literally how I took my life and turned it from being extremely reclusive, low self-esteem, and I took procrastination to a level you would not believe. There's an old saying that goes, never do today what you can put off till tomorrow. I'm telling you, I was lazy. So I went, never do what you can put off. Never mind whether you can wait till tomorrow. Just don't do it. Okay. I mean, there's the other aspect. Of course, I tried joining a procrastinators club. This book here, Christine, this one is Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams. If you go to the link above where it says Buy Me a Coffee, these are only available through me, directly. Each one of these is simply $20 to your hand anywhere in Canada or the continental US. Anywhere else, I gotta take a look at it. Okay, and some of them are extremely expensive. And I gotta go and take a look at that again. The nice part about it is all of these books, all the Believe in Your. Now, here's what's called a little bit of forecasting for you. That's Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams. That tells you how to do exactly what we're talking about today. Okay. Then we have Believe in Your Finances and Follow Your Dreams. Okay. Again, still available at Buy Me a Coffee. And then this neat little one. This one is Believe in Your Finances. And I hope I said that right, because that's Believe in Your Business. Okay. This one is Believe in Your Finances. The one I am currently pushing to complete, and I've already got the framework done for it, is Believe in Your Organization. Okay. Which literally goes into the detailed step-by-step process of how to take any project. Okay. Any project at all you're working on is usable. You can use these tools to do so. Now, there's lots of brilliant writers out there. I am not the best. Okay. I just simply am relaying the tools I personally use. Okay. But the Believe in Your Organization is what I'm currently working on, because when you understand, when you take to heart the tools that you're looking at, the goals that you have, okay, and you start breaking them down into smaller jobs, there is very little on this planet you cannot accomplish. Now, there's lots of people I've heard from that have said, "Oh, don't go into writing." Okay, don't go into writing. Don't become an author. Don't become a musician. Don't become a poet. You can't make money at it. Gee, I don't know. Let's try J.R.R. Tolkien. Maybe we want to go with Isaac Asimov. Okay, or Piers Anthony. Now, I don't know who the new ones are. I know there's somebody with the last name of Steele. Okay, these are authors that, I hate to tell you this, they're making more money than I am. Okay, matter of fact, they're probably making more money than most of you guys. But here's the forecasting I was talking about. I have 12 books in this series. And there is a reason, by the way, that I work with 12. But there are 12 books in this series. All of them are about the same size. Okay, which I think is about 20 pages. Okay, I think that's what it is. This one is, where is it? Yeah, that one's 22. But understand, most self-help books are literally 100 to 200 pages thick, telling you the same thing. They always include, oh, this person did this thing. Here's somebody that put their mind to it, and they accomplished this little goal. Well, here's the funny kicker. Okay, you all know somebody that has become successful. At the very least, you know somebody, you know of somebody that has. You don't need to pay for my typing it down, for my printing it down. But in each of these, the energy you put into your life is what's going to happen. Yeah, and he goes, my thought is ignore them and go do it. Absolutely. Like, I'm a firm believer. Yeah, and I keep telling people, would those of you that are telling me it can't be done simply sit down and be quiet out of the way while I continue doing it? Okay. The reality of it is this. You put your mind to it, there's very little you cannot accomplish. Now, the forecasting I was talking about is all of these on their own are titled Believe in Your Whatever. Okay. When I have all 12 written, I have another book in mind that will add to what I've got there and bring the whole 9 yards of it online. But that could be a few years before I get there. Okay. In the meantime, now, like I said, I've got it written down. I've already got the superstructure down to have a company the size of a corporation. These are goals that I have. Okay. Now, Joe, I noticed you've mentioned here you'll one day create a dream board, but you've got 3 dream journals. 2 of them are for journaling, and 2 of them are for journaling and dream journaling. That is the first step in, quite literally, it's the easiest step in building a dream board. Just keep a journal. Okay, I'm going back through old journals from way back in 2019 right now. I just went through a bunch of them. It is amazing the way I was looking at the world that I'm even breathing today. Okay, talk about a depressing read. But on the other hand, it is the way I was feeling. Now, you take a look at your world. Let me ask you this. Now, I know I've talked to one person here that said their goal is to drop X amount of weight. Okay. And again, it boils down to where we're talking about weight. Odd idea. Put less calories into your body than what you're burning, and you will drop weight. Okay. That's simply the reality of it. Okay. You don't require, usually. Now, understand, before I say this, if you're on medication to help you with any illness, with any disease, stay on the medication until you get your body sorted around and your doctor says, okay, your body is back in track. Do I go to doctors? No, it's probably a good thing I'm retired. Mind you, now she doesn't have to listen to me tell her I'm not going to do what she told me anyway. But when you've got a goal in mind, break it down. Right now, I'm just call that up so I can do that this way. We are at, I have 193 pages written out of a targeted 400. But I also know I've got to find another chapter to move. But I know how I'm doing it. Again, it boils down to planning. You know the idea. People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. Well, energy is a very simple thing. Oh, sure. Yeah, Christine, I do go to the doctor sometimes. Okay. I went to the doctor when I snapped my arm. Got them to put it back together. When I was a really cute color of gray, I went to the doctor. Okay. I went to the doctor because I had a massive coronary. Of course, in all fairness, I didn't stick around long enough for them to do anything. When I had a stroke, I went to the doctor. I actually was there for a week. But are they useful people? Certainly. They know more than you do. They certainly know more than I do most of the time. My system is screwy. Okay. But everybody has to make their own decision. The one thing you got to realize is whether we are talking about a doctor, a pharmacist, an accountant, a lawyer, ask questions. If you don't understand what they're getting at and they haven't given you all the information you require. Like, for instance, how do the different medications they got you on, how do they cross correlate? What kind of interaction are they going to have in your body? Now, where it comes to Inner Voice Enterprises, the empire thereof, we have already started things in motion. Sometime in the next week or two, my little brother will be back in town. I will ask him directly about putting another book on the market. One that I've already got in print. One I didn't actually write. Okay. Yeah, isn't it though, Joe? And you notice when you look at your past dreams, and this is why the date and time on your dreams is so important. Dreams quite often will happen, especially precognitive ones, will happen in a series of 3. The first one gives you a marker. The second one gives you a transit time. The third one gives you an event. And the way that works is the first dream you have, you simply mark it down. Maybe it's 3 weeks down the road, you have a dream of a similar ilk. Okay, similar concept. Maybe not identical. Maybe it's just you dreamt about standing in front of a plantation. And then 3 weeks later, you dream again of standing in front of this plantation. And then 2 weeks down the road, you have a third one with the same idea. Only this time you're working in the field and the plantation is way in the background. What you've got is 3 weeks is the first one. A week later, you've got the second one. That gives you a marker. There's your start. Then the second one gives you a marker. Now you go another week down the road, you get that third one. Now you do basic math. 3 weeks, the next one is a week later, then there's another one that's a week later. You can almost bet your bottom dollar. Another week down the road, you're going to find yourself in front of that plantation. Okay, now it may just be a mansion. It might be a particular store. Could be a number of things. But this is where writing the dreams down comes in handy. Because then you can back check them and see where the similarities are. Now, I'm looking at this. I've got a world in front of me that has one of 2 options. Okay, we can either sit back and let it burn, which, believe me, I've been very tempted over the years to do. I actually hid from the world. I hid from life for the first 55 years of my life. Okay. And now it's a case of, okay, let's make this happen. Now, for those of you that are in that mindset, if you ever get your way up to Kelowna, BC, which is right smack in the heart of BC on the Okanagan Lake, but halfway up the Okanagan Lake. Okay, in all fairness, if you're trying to drive up here, you grab the I-5. Okay, you grab the I-5 in the United States and drive north. The first border you hit will put you into Canada. Okay, you follow, and that becomes Highway 97. You travel up Highway 97. You haven't changed direction at all. And you carry on north on Highway 97. Take you through a number of small towns. You cannot, if you're on Highway 97, you cannot miss Kelowna. Because a 3-lane highway runs right through the middle of it. Now, you carry on in Kelowna on the 97. You hit another border crossing, you're back in the States. Okay, because now you're back up in Alaska. But if you're ever down this direction, up this direction, down this direction, I don't know. I do go for coffee with people. I absolutely do. You know, one of the biggest things you got to realize when we're looking at rebuilding your life, decide what you are not content with. Do not worry about whether or not, what do you think your life would look better as or would feel better as. Don't worry about that side of it, because the odds are you're not going to know what you're looking at in 10 years. See, this is where we can get really dorky. You do this, and now we're going to do that old that old 80s, camera trick, just by moving the lid around. But in any event, that was just kind of a bizarre sidetrack. iWalks goes, I gave 60% of my company away, so I don't have to work at all now. iWalks are 100% lazy. Somehow iWalks, I just don't see you being lazy. But we'll go with it. But I am glad you came to join us here. Now, I gotta ask you, did you give 60% of your company away, or did you turn around and sell it? See, I will not be selling my company. Gonna be a little hard. I'm a professional psychic on top of everything else. This thing I don't sell. Okay. But am I going to be growing it and enhancing other people's lives because of it? You bet your bottom dollar. Okay. The reality is, I said at the beginning of the year, I would be starting to pay out referral checks. In April, I get to, and this sounds really weird, get happy about giving your money away. It's not my money. If it weren't for people actually helping, I wouldn't have the connections I do. Okay. And therefore, I am tickled pink. Well, I'd be really silly to be tickled black. But I am tickled pink that in April, I will be able to turn some of the money back to the people that have been helping. Oh, there you go. Now, let's face it, iWalks. iWalks goes, I gave it to family. Not officially yet. If they wanted to get it, but I'm still in charge of investments. The neat part with investments is this is just my own personal experience. Okay. The only investments I make are in people and GICs. Okay. Because every other stock that I've ever bought, there is a stock I've got to go in and talk to them about. Because I am going to be getting stocks in the bank that I've been dealing with for 40 years. To me, that seems, whether they're doing phenomenal or not, I'm happy with them. Okay. Now, the thing you got to remember is one thing you might want to look at, iWalk, is just a thought. If you're turning the company over to them, and as you put it, they're interested, I would strongly encourage you to sit down and talk to them about how you figure out investments. Oh, absolutely. Now, odd question, iWalks. Have you got that listed on your goals? Okay, like I've literally on my goals, I've got listed a number of books that are on the go. Okay, I've got listed a whole pile of books that I'm in the middle of writing, projects I'm planning on getting into, not the least of which, is I'm going to be turning around, and when I've got the money, I will be buying a restaurant. I will be buying an apartment building. And yes, I know, I just finished telling you I haven't got the money. I don't. But, as my father used to put it, shoot for the stars. You may only get to the moon, but shoot for the stars, because the reality is, when you think about it, the sky is not the limit. The limit is whatever you see. What do we got? iWalks goes, you would like this, like this. The idea of the business was to create an action game with a storyline. Absolutely. Ultimately that boils down to live action D&D. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons, for those of you that don't know. But I strongly recommend you get started on it. Okay. But like I said, iWalks, put that down as the goal, and then break it backwards. What do you have to have in place? Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I will tell you, from my standpoint, the first idea, you've got the framework. Now, sit down. Nice. Now, sit down if you're aiming at doing that with an action game with a storyline. Start developing the storyline. Okay. Before you worry about buying the business, because the reality of it is this, and I see a lot of people do it. Okay. You've already got the company name. Okay. Now, odd question. Have you already registered the name? I will tell you, the reason I registered the name Inner Voice Enterprises was so that I had it registered, so that it became a real item. Fantastic. Now that you've got the name, design one storyline. I'm betting dollars to donuts. You know that you're not thinking in terms of one. Okay. Oh, nice. So have you on? So if you haven't done it already, start working on an oversight, a full storyline. And maybe I'm thinking a little big, but if you have one storyline, okay, people can go through it. But now what you got to do is put a second storyline in, so the people that have completed the first one can take their discovery, their experience, and move on to the next game, the next adventure, if you will, whereby their past experience can be used directly on the new one. Oh, Iowax. That is why this is one of the reasons why I've taken a look at things. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why I am still doing the consulting work. Because coming up with ideas, it was funny. I finished writing the storyline for the Yldrbac Chronicles, and the moment I finished writing the final on book 12, I all of a sudden had an entire series laid out that'll come in once I get the first 12 done. Actually, in all fairness, I've already started writing it. To make matters better, in a sense, okay, my son is just starting to run a D&D campaign. And he came up with a brilliant idea. So I asked him directly, can I utilize that idea as part of the new book I'm writing? He was all for it. So when you've got a picture in the situation, and Iowax, a couple of things to think of where it comes to the idea of a storyline. You need the first thing you've got to pick is a genre. Okay, now you're talking live action video game. There's a lot of video games out there. I'm pretty certain live action you're going to have a hard time doing anything along the lines of Star Wars or the old-fashioned Galaga. Might be a problem, but you got to pick a genre to work in. Then from there, it's relatively simple to pick a starting point. And again, this is only one aspect of your life. Now, in my case, okay, if you look through this story, you'll notice a bunch of heads up here. I pointed them out before. I was seriously looking at the possibility of disposing those. Those are all different people, different nationalities. But they are a constant reminder that all peoples on this planet are equally important. Iowax. It needs to be kid friendly. Okay, absolutely. Being kid friendly is extremely imperative. Okay. Now, couple of things, and this is where, and by the way, can we try one thought at a time? What do you think? You're going, I don't know, it's going to eat my money the more I think about it. Absolutely it will. But if you set it up properly, you're already in motion. Okay. If you set it up properly, it can start making money the next event. Okay. Now, you've already said you've got events that are already running. Okay. So, talk to the daycares. Talk, like, literally, this won't cost you a plug nickel. Go and talk to the daycares. Talk to kindergarten teachers. Okay. To anybody that works with kids. Fine. And if you've got kids of your own, that's even better. As a matter of fact, now, if you've got a munchkin of your own, do you not? But you talk to the kids. Fine, you want live action. Here's just a thought. Okay. You take the kids and they get into a room, they've got a puzzle to solve. Yeah, just remember, no real guns. Okay. You desire them. Now, let me ask you this. Do you desire this to be just a game or a game where they come out of it learning something at the same time? Because I will tell you, if they're learning something while they're getting exercise, the parents will love you and they will pay for it. Okay. Parents are always looking for something to burn the energy off of their kids. They're also looking to figure out how they can tap into it. But you've already got the system in place. Nathan, how are we doing? Glad you could join us. I take it work is going on. What do we got? Oh, yeah. Hi, everybody driving while I'm listening. Oh, yeah, I guess you have a show tonight, too, don't you? And that's my useless jump to conclusions here. This here, where are we? There you go. Copy that. This here is the link to Nathan's show. So drop in, give him a listen. If you like what he has to say, give him a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel and share the daylights out of the thing. Farrad, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Well, and absolutely, the problem that you're going to run into if you try and bring it. One thing you got to remember there, Iowaks, and this is just a thought. Children have a hyperactive imagination. They do not require electronics to make their life happy. Okay. The one thing that you got to remember with kids, especially if you're targeting ones under the 5-year mark, they've already got an imagination that's on overdrive. Okay. Do your best to look at the children, not at the electronics are a great bonus as they get older. But as little kids go, depending on the age you're looking for, okay, getting them into hands-on tasks or hands-on discovery setups, okay, is going to be extremely beneficial from their end. What have we got? Yeah. Now this is just it, Iowaks. You've got it. You've got an idea here. It's one aspect of changing your life for the better. But I will tell you, the more you lay it out, you'll find that the expense that you're thinking it's going to be, if you pare it back down to the way children look at a game, okay, you'll find it won't cost you half as much. I don't, in all fairness, I forget how old you are, if I ever did know. I'm 61. I'll be 61 in a month and a half. Okay, with that in mind, when I was a kid, we would grab a stick, and we grab a stick in the garbage can lid, and that was how we had a medieval fight. Or you grab a stick, and you start going bang, bang, bang. Okay, that was your cowboys and Indians. You desire to make a game make this event more exciting, talk to the munchkins, you know. They are the two most wasted commodities in this world, okay, is the wisdom of the seniors and the enthusiasm of the youngsters. Now let's qualify. A senior is anybody older than you, okay. As a child, okay, the younger kids is anybody younger than you. Okay, there is no age bracket necessary. But when you lay it out, get it on paper. I cannot stress that enough. The same applies to my world. Now, I've already told my kids, okay, I'm upgrading this place. Why are we here? Oh, okay, misspelling. Yeah, the funny thing there, kids, you got to remember where it comes to children, and this is a lesson we should all take from the children. Okay, children are not born greedy. They are not born hateful. They are not born prejudiced. They are taught all of the above. Okay, but you Iowaks are in a position where you can remind them and by extrapolation, the older generations. What would you do if I told you that your idea of a live action video game is a moneymaker if you do it right with adults? And there is a precedent for this. Look into a company, into a organization called the SCA, Sierra Charlie Alpha. Okay, also known as the Society for Creative Anachronism. These are people around the world that get dressed in medieval garb, get together in little conclaves, and they have games. They've got major events. They travel literally thousands of miles to go and enjoy them. You're sitting on the same thing with a modern twist. Now, let me ask you this. Okay, yeah, I used to be in it back 80, 82, 3, and 4. I was in the FCA. And the neat little part of it is if you plan it properly. Let me ask you this. Now, I can tell you this. My own life, I'm taking here, well, not everything, but I'm taking the stuff in my house and I am upgrading it to what I consider the best of the best. Okay. The outside of my house, I'm not worried about. My vehicle, I'll keep it in good running shape, but I don't need to draw the attention. Okay. Exactly. Iowats, I hate to be the one to pop your bubble, but did you not just finish saying you're already holding events? And yeah, I'll wait until you give a response there. Okay. Because I'm going to just blow something out of the water for you as soon as I get that answer. But I do believe you said you've already got events running. The neat part about it is you're sitting on a gold mine. Okay. I mean, let's face it. There's a funny company you may have heard of. Okay. There is a funny little company I'm pretty certain you may have heard of. They call it Disneyland and they call it Disney. There's another one they called MGM. They did not start as massive companies. Okay. What I'm building with Inner Voice Enterprises, Iowaks, here's the thing. Okay. I use the name because they are a big company, whether you like what they're doing or not. They're making a heck of a sight of money. They don't do things exactly the way I'd like to. Quite honestly, there's a lot of things wrong with a lot of companies. But if you're already using Battle Company and traffic drums, okay, you've already got the start of what you're talking about. It's already there. It's not a $100,000 investment. It's up to you to make the most of that, and that can be done. See, I told my boys, I'm going to be upgrading most of what I've got in my house. Okay. See, I look at it a little different. I've got a company here, like I said, positive perceptions. We've only got 603. I am looking at reaching billions. Okay. Positive Perspectives, the magazine, which, by the way, the magazine is free. Let me just see here. Is at present 52 and 9. Whoop. Yep. Yeah. 52 and 9 is 61 is 61. Only has 63 subscriptions. I'm looking at it getting bigger than the Vancouver Sun or the Toronto Star in their heyday. Okay. I am not settling for this idea of I'm a little guy, therefore I can't do it. Okay. I'm looking at it going, there's a goal to surpass. But right now, I'm just looking at it going, I've got to bring income up. Now, I said I was going to bring income up to get to the point where I could cover my own expenses. The last 2 months, I've done just that. Between book sales and consulting, both of those have broken. Both of the last 2 months, I've made more money coming in than what I required to run the business. Okay, kind of a critical factor. And now I've got an added bonus. And I figure, in my eyes, I put 60 years of work in. Oh, here we are. I walked. How does Battleground end up in your event? A portal or Gulf War grounds? Maybe that doesn't exist. Well, here's the thing. It's your imagination. Okay, and that means either one of those could work very well. Now, I'm not entirely certain if you're asking if Battleground would end up being works at all. That's just an amusing thing on your part, as in thinking about. There's a lot of options that are available. All you got to do is get rid of.
All right, everybody, hang on for just a minute. We're going to try and get him back. Let's hold on. Still having some problems with the internet up there in the Great White North, and we'll just adapt and overcome as we always do. There he is, and he's back. Welcome back, sir.
Duncan, appreciate that. Something you got to remember. What you put your imagination to, that's what you're going to create. You can absolutely go, here's all the things stopping it. And this is one of the things I did with all of these books. Not only do I tell you how to do it, I'll give you a primary reason why you don't desire to. Okay, what's going to stop you from doing it? Well, I'll tell you. My biggest holdup with making inner voice work has been procrastination. I am good at it. Okay, I could write a book on believing your procrastination, but I'd never get it finished. But whatever you're looking at, however you see it, and that's the real key to making your life better. Myself, I haven't quite decided on this one bookshelf here. Haven't quite decided if I'm going to put another oak one there. Okay, I know I know the one over here will be oak. I've got a matching one over here out of your vision. That'll be oak. Most of my furniture up front, I will be upgrading because that's what I like. And I've already got it written down. And that is one of the big keys here. You take your goals, get them on paper. Okay. I mean, if you want to use electronic, by all means, go ahead. But in case you hadn't noticed, power outages play havoc. Okay. The limit to your capacity to have that kind of that kind of life is literally your own limitation, whatever you put in place. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to take what I'm doing and I'm going to push it to the limit. The limit being, when I die, I ran out of room. Until then, I finally got my head on straight. I'm not content with my life the way it is. I'm frankly not content with people fighting tooth and nail to survive while the so-called elite and the major moguls are making the big money. I don't mind if they make the big money. Don't get me wrong. I'm just tired of being penalized for not having it. And I'm really tired of people like you guys being penalized because you didn't have that silver spoon or you didn't have that rich uncle. I intend on being that rich uncle. Okay. And yeah, I realize 61 years old almost. 61 years old, I'm going to be a rich uncle that can turn around and help people. Why not? What is different from me as compared to any one of the moguls you know of? What's the difference between you and the most successful business person in your area? Okay. Of course, the first thing you have to do is take all that energy that's floating around you, all those ideas, pull them into one place and go, okay, here's the things I'm enjoying. Now, all of this is making me happy. How do I make this radiate out there? Okay. How do I take all of this that I'm experiencing and put it into a form that other people can witness? Okay. Now, let's try this. Pull you down. This neat little book. I do my best when I'm writing this style to pull you in, to involve every sense possible. Okay. So that everybody picks it up and it feels like you're in that story. Okay. When you're making your life, I intend on making the inside of my house absolutely reek of success. Okay. Not for anybody else. I don't care if anybody else even knows about it per se, like on a first-hand basis. I care about what it feels like to me. The clutter's going, the junk I don't require, the stuff I know I'm not going to be using is going and being replaced. But it's finding viable homes. Which is why when I go to Reno this year, I'm going down with some stuff I won't be bringing home. Okay, and apparently I'm bringing some stuff home that I didn't bring down. That works out well. One of the big things we have to realize is whatever you desire your life to do, the energy is there for you to tap into it. Okay, what do we got here? Joe goes, with the solar eclipse coming up April 8th, 2024, can it affect a lot of things? Absolutely. There are a number of things that the solar eclipse will do. Okay, not the least of which is make it dark. Okay, but I think that might be a little bit of an understatement. Okay, the thing with the solar eclipse is it will bring everybody's attention back to the sky. Okay, now the energy that gets released at that point is phenomenal. But a solar eclipse is always, in my experience, it's always been a harbinger of change. because people stop to look at nature, and this is something so many people are ignoring. But the energy itself that is coming will be extremely high. Okay. And it's one of these things that if you draw on the energy coming off of it, you can find added energy to make your own dreams a reality. Okay. Now, of course, the other thing is it does bring the spotlight back on the people that choose to work with it. Now, a solar eclipse itself has all kinds of amplifying effects if you're following astrological impact. But there are so many variations on what that could mean, okay, that it's a little bit more complicated than you might think. But anytime anything that can inspire you to get up and move is a good thing. And I don't know about you. What I don't know, Joe, is where solar eclipse is going to be visible. That's the real critical factor here. And one of the things we got to realize is the people in this room, okay, it is phenomenal. What do we do here? With the people in this room, it is absolutely phenomenal the amount of support you can get in just here. This has proven to be fabulous, a fabulous venue to really voice ideas and figure out how you desire your life to change. One of the things, that's what it is. Thanks, Murray. Oh, there we go. LA is just informing us most of the way through mid Canada and the US. I'm in BC. Oh, there we go. See, it throws me off a little. I'm looking at what's going on. And we are going to work through this. Yeah, the internet. This is what I mean there, Iowax. When we look at the technology you're talking about, frankly, it hasn't caught up to what is necessary. But I will tell you, the simpler you make things, the more enjoyment you're going to have. Okay. One of the things I found out with children on the whole, and I mean children, anybody that has parents, okay, created a test tube, you come from a different world, you're from Earth. If you are from a binary organism, it's that simple. Okay. Now, if you've got things happening that people directly get involved in, okay, and have something to show for at the end of it, this is where you're going to make your money. Low overhead, high profit.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a drop again. Sorry, folks. Hang on just a minute, and we'll see about getting them back. All right, hold on, hold on. All right, all right, all right. Let's see here.
I noticed this comment. We should all be holograms in the same room. In all fairness, that doesn't work well. In my eyes, anyway. And here's why. society, technology is moving so fast, people are not maturing with it. This is why you've got some of the complications you've got. Okay, if we turn around, when we turn around and go, okay, let's focus on the hand-to-hand, get back to the basics, get back to using your hands and your body, you'll find people enjoy it more. Yes, it's a lot more work, okay? We are going to have to figure something out. The reality of it is, the more we focus on the basics, the better people are going to interact. The thing that modern technology has done, okay, like I could say, I'm going to upgrade everything here, get all the digital accoutrements, get the newest Wi-Fi or the newest I don't even know what the different names are now for the automated systems to link my whole house. I am much happier having to be able to get up and walk to the other end of my house and have to go and get something done. Well, yeah, but we got to talk I do agree with you, Iowaks. Here's the problem. I've got the top, as far as I'm aware, I've got the top bandwidth that my company provides. But the next time I go into the mall here, I know where the teleshop is. I will look into what they've got, see if they've got a higher bandwidth. As a matter of fact, where is? Can't do it tomorrow. They won't be open. They will be open tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm booked anyway. So, pen. Where's my pen? There. This funny thing, a little thing. Make a little note for myself here. And Monday will be what day? 23rd, so 25th. So we go 03252024. Check the internet bandwidth. See, I will see if I can upgrade the bandwidth I've got. Everything is now up to date, and I'm starting to make money. I've finally got finances moving where I can actually do that. One of the other things I'm looking at this year is I am looking at getting a bigger TV at the front end. But Monday, because Sunday's a write-off. Okay, as far as going to upgrade anything with the phone. Yeah, and I honestly don't know. I've got to look into it. I know some people, people have told me you need higher bandwidth. Well, the reality is I had to work inside what I could afford. Now things are changing. And of course, the other thing we have to consider here is I don't know if it's my bandwidth or down on Frank's end. It may be a combination. I just don't know. It's modern tech. What I do know is when you start looking at upgrading, when you start looking at changing your life, it is imperative you understand what you're changing it from, not what you're changing it to, what you're not content with. That's where you take the creative energy that's all out there, grab hold, pull it into your own life, and make it happen. And that is done. The simplest practical method I know is put a list together of things you have to do. Okay, that you're aiming at changing in your life. See, I figure while I'm out checking with TELUS, okay, there's a story in town that I know deals in Oak. So I will go and talk to them at the same time or right afterwards, right? Because it boils down to this. Take the creative energy you've got, all those neat thoughts you've got about what you're not content with in your life. Start making them change. Okay. Absolutely imperative you figure out how to do that. Because I will tell you, you've been led astray. You've been told that if you're poor, you're always going to be poor. If you're young, as you get older, your body's going to fail you. Okay. And literally billions of people
Stand by, folks. The more enthusiastic it gets, the more the internet doesn't like it. Hey, it just shows how much energy he's got working through him. Hold on for a couple of minutes. We're going to try and get him back. And we'll be right back. Yep. Yeah. Lost the drop the signal. Give us a minute to get it back. Just a second. And here we go. Coming back in. Where he dropped off. All right.
And we are back.
Yep,
Billions
we're back.
of
There you
people
go.
are out there telling you, thanks so much, Tom. You know, oh, LA, happy birthday to the grandson. Whoa, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Nice. Well, that is a song that we used to sing a lot. Of course, I gave up singing a long time ago. But billions of people are telling you. Also, they've literally been misleading you, but in deference to them, they were misled as well. This misguidance has been taking place for centuries. You've been told as you get older, you're going to become decrepit. Your eyesight will fail, your teeth will fall out, your blood pressure is going to go off the charts, and you're going to be riddled with arthritis. Welcome to old age, people. Bad news or good news, I'm not sure which. You've been misled. At 30 years old, I was in worse shape than what I am now. Okay, here I am, twice as old as I was. And I am now in better shape, weight, energy levels, mental acuity, all of it better. My eyesight is healing. According to my son, my hair is starting to go dark again. But I don't know. Okay, that's the important factor. Oh, fair. Thank you so much for popping that in. I really do appreciate that, for answering that question. Murray, literally that link at the top of the stream, the one that's pinned there, that gets you to all of them. It gets you to that, the free newsletter, the consulting, all of the books that are coming available. And I've got some other things on the go that as soon as they get down to the printer, we will also be putting them out. Oh, I understand that all too well, Christine. The reality of it is this. Now, when I'm talking the nice about the little the self-help books is, from what I've been told, this one isn't self-help. Although it's a great way to take up a number of afternoons. Unless you like people like my brother would take a book. I kid you not. He'd take a book this thick and he'd read it in a day and remember word for word, page for page, what was written. I don't have a memory like that. But these ones, on the other hand, lots of self-help books out there, lots of really well-written ones. I am not the best writer on the planet. I could rank as one of the worst. Simple people over the years. And you love this. Canadian. Other than I have to, we are looking the portion of the working world. Yeah, the permanent and working work. Some people require more help than everybody else.
Okay, folks, as I actually saw yesterday, this is about the same point where we start having a little bit of issues. Hopefully, I can look at some things from my end to get that straightened out. Maybe he can increase his bandwidth, and that will help out on that end. Or it could just be his energy. After an hour and a quarter or so, the the internet just can't handle his energy. All right, here we go. Bringing him back in 3, 2, 1.
Nothing like growing pains. I'm starting to wonder, and Frank, you can probably answer this one. I'm starting to think that the speed that I'm talking may be part of the problem.
Well,
Is
part
that
of
a
it,
viable
part of it,
complication?
part of it could be the speed. Part of it could also be the energy with which you're presenting what you're saying. Because, of course, being an energetic person and the internet being what it is, yeah, it could be causing a little bit of an issue. That's why
Hey,
I'm
look
here
at
to
the
try and
bright
make
side.
that
At
fix.
least I'm not mad.
Yep.
At least I'm not upset.
Oh, yeah. If you were upset,
Just
there
picture
would be
how
nothing
much
going.
fun that would be.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to fix that with all the tools in my toolbox.
No. No, but that shotgun could do a number on the motherboard.
I prefer to use axes on motherboards, preferably double bladed.
I don't blame you. Oh yeah, what I grew up calling a tribble, double bitted battle axe, two-hander. Either
Yeah.
that, or if you ever read Robert Adams, okay, and you read what the heck was it called? I forget the name of the series. Robert Adams did a series starring Milo Morey, and he
Nothing new with
had
that.
one of the characters, Billy, had a carried a double bitted battle axe in one hand. Oh, Ferret, it has to be Wi-Fi. I gotta bring Telus in to see if we can wire it direct, if we can wire it ether. But the hub is the other is 30 feet away beyond beyond two walls. So I'm gonna have to bring them in to hardwire. But that's why I got to go down to the mall, to the site, and get somebody booked to come in and rewire. But that is a massive job. That's where the big problem is because of the fact that I'd have to either go straight down a hole or across the roof or whatever it is in order to make it happen. We are talking about a major endeavor. Because most of the access points are running into all kinds of problems on the practical side. But, we've been told, and everybody's been told the same thing pretty much, that that as time goes on, your body is going to collapse. You're not going to be able to compete with the big moguls. I'm not intending on competing with them. Okay. I am simply building my own world. What they do with theirs is up to them. But as I told somebody 30 years ago, I'm going to change the world. It's just that simple. Okay. Positive perspectives is only one of the tools. Okay. Now, the neat part about it is I figured out how to do something that no other company I've ever heard of has figured out. And that is how to pay a referral fee, a proper referral fee for word of mouth advertising. Okay. And I'm not talking about, oh, you found somebody and they bought something. That's how most companies do it if they're even that close. I'm talking, you told somebody, they passed it on and told somebody else, and that person that you never met went and bought something. You still get the credit for it. Oh, nice. LA, that is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I decided when they told me I went, in all fairness, they didn't tell me I was dead. Okay, they told my parents I was dead. And I went, I don't agree with you, so I'm going home. Okay. I also do not believe that just because I'm solo at this point, I do not believe that any one of you is stuck behind the poverty line. I will tell you, with your current thinking, you may well feel as though you cannot make any headway. Okay. And a lot of that is because you're being taught that you can't. And if everybody is telling you you cannot get ahead, it's going to wear on you. Okay. Now, there are certain things that don't work out quite that well. For instance, this whole idea of I'm not bothered by travel. I can tell myself that until the cows come home. It doesn't work well. Yeah, no doubt, LA, but try and convince the doctor of that. LA goes, doctor doesn't know how that happened. I do. I quit buying into the mythology. This is why I'm healing. This is why the medication the doctors are prescribing is doing really stupid things, so I'm just not taking it. Okay. But I am actively looking at changing the things I can. The serenity prayer. God grant me the strength to change the things I can, the courage to accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, I don't care if you use the term God or Bob or dog or Felix the cat or Martin the Martian. Doesn't matter who's telling you. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're talking to the man in the moon. But I will tell you that's not green. That's not green cheese. It's closer to Swiss. But whatever you draw your strength from, put it to use. Give up on the idea that you have to do what you're told as far as getting older goes. Okay. I am going to be curious in a couple of years to look at one of the videos and see just how much my hair has changed. I don't dye it. I also don't dye it. I don't dye my hair. Okay. But I am a firm believer that focused properly, I can get myself healthy. Okay, utilizing the right energy, the right input, that sort of thing. Now, where are we? Right there. When we look at your life, take a look at what you're not content with. Okay, and what you'll find happen is as you adjust the energy in your life, okay, and eliminate the things or modify the energy flow of the things you're not content with, okay, absolutely, you will find that your life takes a massive turn for the better. Ferret, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you sharing your time. And that's another one of those trips that I have to deal with. I do want to get back down to the Comox Valley where I grew up. As it stands, I will probably look at the new year simply because I've only got so much working capital to work with. But I'm going to figure out how to pull that one off too. The neat part about it is I look at the world that I'm living in, and I go, we talk about all the things that are going wrong. We talk about all the things that we don't have. Like, think about it. Okay, if we take a look, I don't know if you can see that. I think it's up too high. Yep, it is. If you'll notice, I got paperwork all over my bed. What happens is I clear some of it off, then I have to move it out of the way, come back and work on it again tomorrow. Okay, simply because of the fact that if I don't, it creates its own problem. Now, that said, this world, the one you're living in, are you content with it? You're not. That's when you start looking at what you can change to make your world better. Wonder if that's hanging up. Yeah, something just caught my attention. And I'm betting. Just dawned on me, this little article here, I don't even know if I can do this. But I figure, my brain gets caught up on something and it's like, okay, what am I going to do with it to make it? I got to get what I got to do. It becomes. There we go. Saying, well, what happens is it slips loose. If I move away, and all of a sudden I got a problem. Well, I got to get a chain big enough that it'll fit over my head. And trust me, that's a thick one. One of the things we have to realize, what you've been told about what is possible, you have been misled. And in all fairness, your ancestors for the last several thousand years have been misled. Well, I came back to this world again to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. We intend on doing everything we can to help bring your health back to 100% above board. Okay, in your eyes, we're not worried about what the doctors tell you. Although it is nice getting their corroboration. Okay, so we got a bunch of work to do when I get down to Texas. Iowa, in your case, there is no question that we can point you in the direction of taking what you've got right now and turning it into a small version of what you're aiming for. Inner voice center is growing. It goes through growing right now. This is clearly nope, apparently not. Just for a moment. Yes, I've got to figure out how to keep it going. And this you're right. my energy level gets too high, the computer won't handle it. And this poor little dinosaur is going to croak on me one day. I know that for a certainty. Okay. Now, as you guys, and most of you know, I'm very fond of J.R.R. Tolkien. Okay. My other half was kind enough to get me this ring. Now, I'm not going to pull it off right now, but this is an exact replica. This ring right here is the exact replica of the one ring that ruled them all. Well, I didn't buy into somebody else telling me what I could do, so I changed that as well. I do like the ring. I just can't wear it. I don't think. Maybe I can. That'd be nice. Maybe I can wear it after all. Well, that did not help. I just dropped the clip, and that definitely doesn't help. Pardon me while I check the floorboard, because I kind of need that. Got it. It just dawned on me that they may fit now. Hot dang that. Now, it's a little loose. Matter of fact, might be a little too loose. But I can't shrink the thing. And I don't, and see, there's a trade-off. I used to not be able to wear it at all because my fingers were too fat. Okay, I decided I around and dropped the weight. But I did it the way the doctors told me I couldn't. I cut the amount of food I was eating, increased the amount of exercise I was doing, and net result, all of a sudden, hey, by George, I'm no longer the same weight. It's kind of funny. I tried one of those neat little medicine pills to help accelerate weight loss. That was a good idea. Would have worked too. You know,
All right, hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. He's still connected, just trying to get the video feed to run back for us. So hold on. We're working it. Give us just a couple of minutes to see where we're going to end up. In the meantime,
I think he got excited about his ring.
it would seem.
all right, got you back there, Keith?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I have a little bit of a problem where it comes to energy. And I really don't know what I'm going to do about that.
The video.
Yeah, I'm here.
I see. Yeah, we got your video back, and hopefully you found what you're looking for.
I did. Mind you, what I wasn't planning on doing was having the show drop again. I have to do something about figuring out where my energy levels are, because apparently that's a bit of a problem. In case you hadn't noticed. But if you got any idea how to deal with that problem, let me know.
Well, actually, I do. Go to one of your local little electronics stores and find a grounding strap. They use it for working on the interior of computer cases. You attach it to your wrist, and then you attach it to a ground point. In your case, you might want to like attach it to a battery terminal because you may end up charging a battery.
That'd be funny.
But
Of
that's an
course,
option.
where the heck am I going to get a battery terminal to charge it to?
No, that's true. You could
But
try
that's
charge.
okay. I can discuss that with you
Yeah,
afterwards.
you could try charging AA batteries, but they'll probably explode.
You know, the thing is, we have been taught that you have to follow certain patterns. I get out myself. I've got AAAs. They can blow up too. I did it one day years ago. I had a client come over and died. And I looked at her and I said, look, I'm no mechanic. But I said, where does your battery belong? And so she told me where the battery was. So I went over, put my hand above the engine and above the hood of her car where the battery should have been. And I focused for a few minutes and said, okay, fire it up. She says, well, you didn't use any.
And there's the energy all over again. Hang on, folks.
You just dropped him again.
All right, here we go. Back up, and here we are.
She says, you didn't get the cables out. I said, no, that's right, I didn't. So fire it up. Well, the car fired up right away. I says, now, I suggest you go straight to the battery place and buy a replacement battery because that one's toast. And I told my dad what I had done. He goes, Keith, he never even blinked. He goes, if you're going to do that, Keith, he says, make sure you're careful because charging a battery that way, you can detonate them. Now, let's face it, my dad took that kind of in stride. Most people don't. But I gotta go down and talk to the people at the computer store anyway. The closest thing I've got a grounding point right here, my desk is metal. It's a metal with a glass top. Now, clearly, attaching it to the glass is a bad idea. But the metal sits on the ground. Whether that would work or not, I don't know. But I'm thinking blowing batteries up is just a plain bad idea. Where are we here? All in all, it boils down to this. We have to realize we got to literally re-educate ourselves. And that's what I'm up to here. And remind people that what you've been guided to believe has led you down a bad road. Okay, an ineffective road. This is why, whatever your religious background, your political alignment, your belief structure on spirituality, on education, none of it matters. You're all in exactly the same boat. You're all right here. You're all right now. And every single one of you has the capacity to call on the energetic energy of the universe, to pull on the biomagnetic flux of the neural net in order to take your life and transform it into something you're content with. But you're the one that's going to have to do the work. Okay, hopefully over the course of the next week, we will get a lot of this technological hiccup dealt with. Okay, we had a problem with people a month and a half ago now with trolls in the room. We set out to deal with them. They have thankfully been dealt with. Okay, and it's kind of funny because many of the people that were causing problems really didn't have to. We are trying to make this a safe room for like a safe a safe stream for everybody. Okay, now we're not going to be able to make it for everybody because some people just desire to create a problem to draw attention to themselves. Now, I've got no interest in being the top of a totem pole. Okay, I've already been hung up on one once, actually a couple of times, and I just as soon not do it again. But I will tell you, I am so tired of people saying, let's wait for the moguls to figure it out. Let's wait for the politicians to be honest with us. I'm thinking every one of you is a politician. Don't take that as an insult. You all negotiate for various different things. Every one of you is a first responder, especially if you have kids. The second your child gets hurt, you're right there to deal with it. Okay, and I'm here to tell you, this is the time to change the way this world is working, to rely on each other, not the people that we put on pedestals and said, oh, look, he's an elite because he's got $1 million. No, he's got $1 million because he figured out how to get it. This does not make him better. Now, I'm not going to tell you who. I listened to one of these elites' mathematical prowess, and they were promoting a new little venue of theirs. They went, invest in this product. You'll make $1,000 a day. Okay, and he's saying this. This means you will make $7,000 a week, which means you make $27,000 a month. Now, let me ask you, what's the flaw with the math there? Because this was one of the world's leading people that everybody seems to say is an elite. I don't believe in the term elite. Okay, I really don't. But this mathematical genius and businessman made that mathematical calculation. But I'm telling you, it's got a critical flaw in it. Okay, now I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you I'm not perfect. Honestly, LA, I thought so too. And like I said, I will fill you in on that. Because you're you. Remind me of that if I don't remember myself. I'll tell you exactly who said that, but I will not say it on air. Not a prayer. Okay. But I mean, I took one listen to it and went, hey, there's a massive flaw there. Ain't no way I'm getting involved. I don't care how much money people tell me you can make. It's the same it's the same as when a company out of Hollywood offered to tell my life story. Okay. And I turned around and went, not going to happen. I'm not signing the contract. They wanted to pass some really cute contract for me, where they literally in the contract said they could fictionalize, modify, change, and breach the contract. And then, wow, brilliant people out of Hollywood. I went, not going to happen. Oh, but you don't know the money you're turning down. I went, sure I do. What you're missing is I don't care. Now, will I take inner voice enterprises to an international level? The answer is yeah, I will. Or more to the point, we will. Okay, I went for the first, from 2007, so for the first 15 years, I did virtually nothing with it. In 2022, I picked up one person to help me. Okay, that has stayed with me since. This year, I've added 2 more. And it's this growing circle that is going to be the change that I'm bringing to bear. And like I said, on positive perceptions on this live stream. I will do all of this for free. Okay. On positive perspectives, the magazine we are building, I will do all of that for free. Okay. Am I intending on making money otherwise? You bet. And LA, I noticed you've done that. Thank you very much. Okay. I got the second spot at pretty much the same speed. Okay. But right there, I looked at and went, no way would I. But then I said, I figured out with this box here. Okay. This neat little box is my one box. Word. Okay. This is using to figure out where money goes. And it is going to start flowing. Next month, the first tax go out. I am taking the money coming in that I'm generating and upgrading my entire household. Okay. At the same time, I'm managing to help my ex-wife deal with things. Help. The real responsibility of the people in a position to help is to help the people that require it. I'm not of a high enough class, so I'm not helping you. Okay. It's just not going to go that way. The reality of it is, I'm not impressed with the way that people are treating each other. I was impressed several thousand years ago when I watched it.
Hey, everybody. Yep, we're just going to see if he's going to make it back in here. So just bear with us for a couple minutes and tell me if you think anything about this little bit of background harmony we got going on. Let's see. All right. Yep, still waiting for him to come back in. Sorry, everybody. All right. I'm going to check with him here, so give me a second. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We'll try this one more time.
Thank you, sorry.
All right. Oh, there you are. At least I
And
hope
we
that's
are
where you
back.
are. Yep, you're back.
Okay, guys, clearly we're going to continue having problems here, being the 2-hour mark early, but that's okay. I just want to say thank you so very much for sharing your time with me. I really do appreciate it. Well, I'm trying to read something there. Yeah, I really do appreciate you sharing your time with me. I will be back again tomorrow. Hopefully it'll run a little smoother, but until then, do take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, stay positive.